Hello and welcome again to the interview series. Each year, the AAF, American Advertising Federation Roanoke, holds an awards competition where members and area college students can enter their work to be judged by an independent panel of AAF members from across the nation. The interview series is about honoring the stellar work done by these creative award winners. Today, I'm talking with Meaghan Dee. She is both a practicing graphic designer as well as a design educator. Meaghan is an associate professor of graphic design and a senior fellow at the Institute of Creativity, Arts, and Technology at Virginia Tech. She also serves as a docent for Letterform Archive in San Francisco. She served 7 years as the chair for graphic design program at Virginia Tech and has served 6 years, two as co-chair on the AIGA Design Educators Community, AIGA DEC Executive Committee, and this will be another fascinating interview for you to watch. Beautiful work. Let's get to it. Hello, and here we are again, and we have with us Meaghan Dee, and did I pronounce that correctly?
Yes, you did.
All right, cool. It's always good to know. And welcome to the interview series. And we just explained all that in the introduction. But so give me your company, and it's obviously fairly obvious. But let's what your company, what you guys do.
Yeah. So I work for Virginia Tech. Specifically, I'm an associate professor in the graphic design program, which
Okay.
is in the College of Architecture, Arts, and Design. So,
Okay.
and the work that I do freelance wise tends to be outside of Virginia Tech, but their thrust for faculty is really to have us focus both on teaching, but also on research and staying engaged with the design community.
Yeah, yeah, that's got to be really important. I've had courses in the past in college and stuff like that where it's like, have you done this lately?
Right. So we really pride ourselves on trying to stay connected. I know my colleague Patrick Finley also won some awards at the Addies last year, and he really works closely with an agency in town. And I do the same. Well, I just had a baby, so I do less of that
Right.
now than I would normally. But in a
Yeah.
typical year, I'd do a little
Good
bit
luck
more.
having any time to do anything,
Yes.
right? So how many people are on your team? This was your project, as it were, or
Yeah, this was really so the award that or the gold award that I got was for an invitation, or not an invitation, a New Year's card that I created.
okay.
So I sent it out in January of 2021. And essentially, I think you remember 2020 sucked.
Yeah, I
So,
remember that. Yeah.
uh,
Tried to forget it.
yeah, still mediocre, but getting better. And so I really wanted to focus on creating something joyful and beautiful and positive. And one of the things that brought me joy in 2020 was these hummingbirds that would come by my window. And so that was what I chose as the subject matter for that, and just kind of wishing friends and family and colleagues and so forth joy and happiness for
Oh,
2021, hoping it was
cool.
better than
Right.
2020.
Thinking it couldn't have gotten much worse.
Yeah, right.
So do you by any chance have one of these that we can see? Do you have an example?
Sure. So this
Oh
is
my
all the
gosh.
paper behind it. So I laser cut each of these, uh, and then got kind of a shimmer paper again, just kind of focusing on that joy and playfulness, and then
That's
sent those
beautiful.
out. And thank you.
How do you send that without getting it totally messed up?
So I got custom envelopes because I'm a
Okay.
little bit crazy. And so I got a nice light blue paper and had a little hummingbird return address. And then I figured I could use the envelopes for regular envelopes past that.
Right.
So would just send that inside of that so they wouldn't get messed up along the way.
One of the fascinating things that I'm finding in these interviews is the people that have won have an incredibly ridiculous attention to detail. Um, yeah, so it's
For
like
better or for worse.
there's a hint there for those of you that would like to enter and win an award. Attention to detail, like to the nth degree. So how did that come together? How did you conceive it? How does it was just do you sit down with pen and ink? Do you do it on the computer? How's it work?
Yeah, so I had sketched out kind of roughly what I was thinking, and I got some hummingbird reference images. And then I believe for this one, I actually played with Illustrator for the iPad for one of the first times. So they had a way of drawing in there where it could then create vector shapes without having to do the live trace and all of those kinds of things.
Wow.
And the thing I liked about that is for um, items like the lettering, by having that kind of pin width that I was playing with, it gets a little bit thinner from the burning from the laser cutter,
Yeah.
but I could be pretty consistent about knowing that line weight, um,
Hmm.
sort of that functionality of is everything connected and
Yeah.
will it work okay?
Laser cut it, and all you have is pieces, parts. It looks like somebody
Right.
with a salt shaker, right? Well, it was pretty about 4 minutes ago. So is that printed on a special kind of paper to laser cut then?
So you can laser cut pretty much any type of paper as long as there's nothing really toxic inside of it. I
Okay.
just liked that kind of shimmer for it. Felt
Sure.
a bit like snow, New Year,
Yeah.
crisp new
Yeah, it
beginning.
looks like an incredible snowflake. That's
No,
what I
thanks.
first thought when I saw it. So,
Thank you
well,
so
neat.
much.
So 3 words to describe the project.
Yeah, I would say joy, uh, hummingbirds, and new beginnings. I know that's
Nice.
kind of four, but
Yeah. Well, after 2020, that is certainly so this is for 2022. So this actually happened in 2021, right? I mean, we're kind of almost
right. So it's well, and I grabbed the other. So I made one for last year as well, but with different birds. So
oh neat.
this is swallows and a bit sadder. So I both lost a child and had a child, and
Aw,
they said that swallows were for the spirits of lost children. And so I liked the idea thinking about the one that I lost and the one that I got.
yeah.
So
Fascinating.
more depressing, I guess. So
Well, no, that's
2020
a
didn't
cool
get
way to
all of
commemorate them.
it.
Those would make like incredible wedding invitations, and I can already thinking about all kinds of stuff. Well, that's really neat. Anything you're working on or you're teaching your classes right now that might be noteworthy that you could share?
Yeah, so we just finished an augmented reality book, a collaboration at Virginia Tech with the Aries Lab and the graphic design program and the School of Visual Arts, where I had illustrated the entirety of the Telltale Heart. And then I worked with the Aries Lab and creative technologists and a graphic design student who did motion graphics to turn this into an augmented reality book. So uh, it's free to get all that. And I have tons of copies of the books if anyone wants one. But the
Wow.
idea is kind of making it a more interactive experience, rethinking what a book can be. And that had come out of a collaboration we'd done with the School of Performing Arts here, where in the Moss Art Center, they have a 4-story black box theater. So we did a um, essentially a performance, but it was pre-recorded actors and so forth,
Oh,
along with sound design and ICAT there. So kind of playing around more with what that could be and also trying to distribute that more with middle schoolers and high schoolers and doing some interactive workshops and so forth. And as far as freelance goes, I think my main client in town is Eastern Divide, which is a brewing company here in town. So I get to illustrate and design their labels whenever they come out with new ones.
cool. And what kind of company did you say it is?
That is a local brewery called
Brewery.
Eastern
Okay. I thought you
Divide.
said burning, and I thought, I'm sure
Yeah.
that's not right.
For some reason, brewery is a hard word for me to enunciate.
It's one of those, if you say it wrong, it sounds wrong. If you overpronunciate it, it
Like
sounds wrong or
beer
pronunciate it.
company. No, I'm
So
just kidding.
cool. Well, Meaghan, this has been a real pleasure. Thank you so much. Anything else you would like to tell future people that are looking to maybe hopefully win an award?
Yeah, well, we always at Virginia Tech like it because it's a time to kind of come together and see what your colleagues have been up to and often your students. And we also just enjoy the event itself. It's a chance to get dressed up and do something a little
Cool.
bit different. So even when we're not winning, we usually have a good time. So
Cool.
hopefully just enjoy it.
Well, thank you so much for being on our interview series. And again, congratulations for your award.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome.